What's up, guys? Welcome to another narrated video. This is Kit Dale from kitdaletraining.com. I'm going to break down one of my matches at the World Championships. This is the second match, and I'm also going to break down the match with Josh Hinger, but this one will be first, as I believe it was more exciting than the match with Josh Hinger. This match, there was a lot more back and forth, and it was a really fun match. There's a lot of really cool scrambles. And the guy I'm fighting, Veldia, he's a judo black belt, high-level judo black belt. He's a very good wrestler and MMA fighter as well as jiu-jitsu black belt. So this is really good, and we're very similar in size and probably age and strength. So it was a really fun one. I'm just going to blow this up a little bit here and press play. This was a really good competition for me because it was the first competition in 3.5 years that I'd actually done a fair bit of training before. Not a full fight camp. I got bitten on the knuckle by a bloody spider 2 weeks before it happened, but it was so I only trained once in the 2 weeks, but still I felt quite good. So you'll see a lot of good exchanges here. Now, right at the start, you see I do a lot of feeling out. I'm sort of just looking out. I'm moving quite slow. I don't really want him to push the pace too much. I just want to feel him out and see, you know, what his wrestling is like, or what he's going to do. Is he going to try and pull guard? Is he going to try and stand up? And I'm going off a lot of little things here. You can see, like, I try and do a little bit of a foot sweep. It's not really to try and get him because I didn't. It's just to see how he reacts. Does he react like a professional judoka? Does he react like a wrestler? Does he not react at all? These are things that kind of give you an idea of how good someone is. Something I noticed really quick with Veldia, he's quite strong and powerful, and he's using a lot of energy, which tells me that he's probably going to start diminishing as time goes on. You can't keep that high pace or strength up. Now, it's not high pace in terms of what he's doing, but I can feel he's quite rigid. So just kind of feeling things out here. I break up, I come back in, just seeing what I can see. If something's open, like right now, you'll see, I'm just going to try and, okay, I'm not going to pause that. I'm just going to go back to the start of this scramble. Now, if you can see my control, if you see his right arm right here is just in the perfect position for me to do an arm drag. I'll tell you why. We're both holding each other's fingers here, okay, which means it's very easy for me to disengage when I want. But I've got control of his other arm here, which means that any time I want to let this go, I can grab his arm. Oops. Very quick, as I just did, okay. Accidentally paused it. And I've just grabbed his arm here. But notice my head is on this side of his head. This is a really important detail. Because if his head's on my side and I try and reach to get his arm, his head's going to block me and it's going to buy him a lot of time. So I place my head here and I allow the grips here to be either him holding me or me holding him. But this arm goes straight towards that arm drag. And watch what I do straight away. This left arm is going to go straight to his hip, and I'm going to try and stick to the back. I'm going to play the scramble out, and then we'll break it down a bit more. Very nice. I give the arm drag. He tries to sit out. I jump on his back again. He tries to Granby roll. I sort of stay on top. He rolls again. I go to his back. He Granby rolls again. And then he rolls so well that he ends up getting a single leg on me and then goes towards my back. We have a bit of a disengage. Okay, let's have a look at that. Where are we? Let's go back to the start of this. I'm just going to kind of press play and let it, and then pause it a little bit. Okay, that's not going to happen. Here we go. And yeah, of course, it's not going to play. Why would it play? Okay, we're having a little technical difficulties here. Let's see if I can maybe bump. Okay, there we go. Now it's starting. Okay, so here's the arm drag, bang. Straight away, I go to his back. Now, I always try and grab the hip with my left hand here, and I'm trying to stick to his back. Okay, we go a bit further. He does a really good job as he sits his hips right out. This makes it hard for me to keep a hold of his hips like where I was because he pushes his hips forward, and because I hadn't clenched my hands together yet, he has time to break out. But what I do when people do this is see how I put my head on his shoulder and I try and drive my head down so as he puts his hips down, I can sort of pin him here. But his leg here makes it quite easy for him to roll, as we're going to see now. He turns over, so now I go straight to the back, which is a good decision. My left arm goes straight here. I'm going to try and get on top of his back. He stands back up here again. Now, what I would have liked to do is I would have liked to put pressure, turning my right elbow up, my left down across here, and put him towards the ground. And as I was thinking about that, he does a Granby roll, tries to grab my leg here, and it's very hard for me to continue to hold him because I would basically get rolled. So I let it go, and I try and like capitalize on this position here. But I mean, Valdir was explosive as hell, and it was very hard, and I was trying not to make any mistakes at the same time. So I'm sort of trying to sit on him like a wet blanket, but on and off, and just when I need to. And then he rolls again, so I go back to the back again. And then he rolls again, and I lose that. See, the good thing about that roll is I can't stay with him because it'll hurt my shoulder. So I had to let that go. And now I'm in a bit more of a leg drag position. And I go up to his back again, and you can see he jumps and does another bloody roll. And no, sorry, he doesn't do a roll. He does a switch out. He shoots his left arm back to try and grab my leg, and now he's on my back. What the hell happened? All that good shit for nothing. And now he's on my leg. Okay, so the first thing I try and do is I try and look at attacking a guillotine from here. And I'm putting a bit of pressure on that so I'm pulling his neck up while stretching my left leg down, trying to put a lot of tension on his hands here. And then he pulls the leg up. He locks it in between his legs. I try and push his head down to break his posture. Because one thing you want to make sure when you're defending someone doing a single leg is that their back is not straight. The more pressure you can put on their head, the more they bend their back. And if they were to try and pick you up, they would be hurting their back. Imagine trying to do a deadlift with a bent back, like with an arched back, you're going to end up hurting yourself. So I'm trying to push him, and then he switches to body control. And the first thing I did was, which you can't really see, is I try to block his hands from connecting. That's super important. When people are trying to grab around you, you never want them to connect their hands. Then things are going to be much worse for you. So the first thing I try and do is I try and make sure his hands can't connect. I'm doing like some anti-grip fighting. So I push my hips forward, and I turn towards him, and I say, "Not today, Satan." And that was a really nice scramble, and we come back in again. A show of respect. And we both look at the scoreboard. I think he was hoping to get an advantage for that, as was I. I don't even know what happened. Oh, I did get an advantage for that. Okay. I think that call was correct. And now there's a bit of hand fighting, the same position on those hands again. He likes to interweave those fingers. It's not a position that I enjoy doing, the interweaving of the fingers, to be honest with you. I prefer to either him have my hand or me have his hand, but what can you do? Sometimes you've got to go with it. Okay, now this position here is really interesting. It's something I like a lot. What you can't see right now is my right arm is around his neck here, okay? I've got a tie around his neck, and my left arm is on the inside bicep position. As you can see, my left arm is on the inside. His right arm is on the outside. And this is a great position for snap downs or for shooting. Now to shoot, what you really want to do is you want to make sure you get his arms up and out of the way, and you want him to stand directly up so you can get underneath and grab his legs. If he's bending too far forward, it's more distance to get his legs, and you can get sprawled on. And if his arms are too low and defending here, then he's just going to block you. Now what I do here is I fake a shot. I push his arm out here, and I duck down a little bit, enough just to get him to start trying to sprawl back. And then as he does that, I snap him down forward. So I'm going to play this out so you can watch that. So a little bit of fake shot. There we go. Snap down straight away. I want to show you that again. Bring you back here. Fake shot, and then snap down. Boom. Perfect. Now what I do here is I try and go around towards his back once again. And I'm going to play this scramble out, and then, yeah, he blocks me there. Okay. Does a nice Ippon Seoinage. And then I do a nice escape myself, and I get head arm position. And we run out of the thing. And now he got an advantage for his thing, and I didn't get an advantage for mine. That's unfair. Okay, let's go back here. I'm going to show you guys what happened here. Okay, where this all went wrong. So here, beautiful snap down bang. Now, here's the mistake. As I go towards his back, he does something very smart. He catches my hip with his right arm. Now, I want to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, usually I would try and either sprawl my legs so far that he can't reach that, or I would try and use my left leg to block his right arm. But as you can see, there we go. See, he grabs that. He might even have a bit of material here. Okay, could be a little bit of cheating. I'm not sure. Can't really see, but I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt. No, he's not cheating. He's just grabbing me and he's blocking me. So he's blocked me from running around, does a very good job, and he's been able to stand back up again. Now look at this. Watch what he does here. See, my right arm is here. He pulls his right arm right underneath. He catches me high under the shoulder, Great position. And watch what he's going to do here. He's going to drop underneath my weight and drop this right arm over his shoulder to the ground. And you're going to see me get thrown. There we go. Nothing here I can base on. He's taken away my ability to post in this direction, and he's generated leverage to move me there. He's going to pop his hips up a little bit now. There we go. And I'm going to roll right over. And this is a position where it was very bad, but somehow I'm able to quickly escape and roll away. Now, he grabs my back. Now, there's something I do that's really interesting here for me and really important for you guys if this ever happens to you. I grab his arm here. See his arms around me? I grab his wrist with my wrist. I'm basically trying to keep his arm locked here. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to roll this way, and I'm going to use my left hook to create space and kick him off of me. Okay, let's see how this works here. Okay, I get up, I roll. Now watch my left leg here. There we go. See, it turns into a hook here. And I'm basically I'm taking away his ability to post in this direction, and I'm using my body and this left leg, generating leverage from my right foot through the ground, and I'm going to kick this up in the air, and he's going to go flying, push, and I push him away from me. I end up on top. I put him in a bit of a head and arm, it's not a lock, it's like a wrestling position where basically I just hold this position. And what I was really wanting to do is I was wanting to go from here and grab that far left leg in a cradle position, locking his head and his leg together. But his leg was pretty far away. And by the time I sort of go for it, it was very shallow. I needed to get that deeper. Plus I was on the edge of the mat and I knew it was probably going to get restarted regardless. So we start again. Another very good scramble. And he gets the advantage for that and not me. I think I deserved an advantage for the snap down at least, but what can you do? This is jiu-jitsu. All right, he's slapping his thighs. He's getting ready to dance now. It's fun when you have these exchanges with other people. There's a bit of a mutual respect that you both give each other, like, okay, game on, let's go, this is good. And I'm sure someone like himself probably, wins a lot of the wrestling. I train with a lot of really high-level wrestlers, and I do quite well, so I'm tipping he's probably thinking he would have easily dominated the wrestling and probably took him by surprise, considering I'm not what you would call a traditional wrestler. I started jiu-jitsu, I started wrestling about 2 years ago. So there's a lot of hand fighting here. We're just sort of still feeling things out. And, this is where it starts becoming a bit of a head game. You kind of start thinking, okay, fuck, how can I'm thinking, how can I keep this motherfucker down? He's probably thinking the same thing with me. What can we do? How can we finish this? But that's the way it is. Okay, he's trying to do a lot of foot sweeps and stuff like that. A lot of judo. It's quite hard. I think he would have done a lot better in the gi, being a black belt in judo, a high-level judoka. I think a lot of the stuff that he was trying to do probably doesn't translate as well into no-gi, but you can still make it happen. It's a little bit easier for me to defend than what it would have been if he had the gi. So we're just moving around. There's a bit of pushing. A lot of this I'm very there's two things I do quite well. One, I'm very unpredictable. I like to move around quite differently every single time, and I like to do things just to confuse people, to throw people off. Things that I'm not even really, I have no intentions with. I just want to keep him guessing. And the other thing is I pace myself. I'm very confident that, and I'm very happy to wait for the last couple seconds to try and do something if I'm waiting for it. I don't like to try and shoot unless I believe I've got a high percentage chance of it happening. And I will hide that movement or that intention as long as I need to before I really go for it. So here, just once again, we're trying to get some certain positions. I think I've got like another arm drag looking at there. I feel like watching it, that's what I would be doing anyway. I'd be looking at arm dragging his right arm again. So I've got that good head position. He tries a bit of a foot sweep, or, maybe an ankle pick, I'm not really sure. Just moving around. I can see him moving quite heavy with that left foot, and I was thinking about, okay, there you go. I was thinking about attacking that left leg. I don't like going for single legs much. I've had a compressed disc in the back of my neck, so I prefer not to shoot unless it's a very high percentage shot. But if it is there, I sometimes will try and pinch it up. And he tries to go for mine. I think, look, I'm going to go back and have a look at that. I think the problem with what he did then was he's just too far away. It's very hard. You need to set it up with hand fighting. I think from this distance here, if he's going to shoot from here, which I think he is, it's just so far away for me to be able to, push him away and escape. I like to set up a lot of my attacks with hand control because it brings you in a lot closer. You can control the hands. and then quickly pull yourself into him and pull him onto you rather than just shooting from outside the pocket. I think shooting from the pocket is fine for MMA because you can set it up with striking, but in jiu-jitsu or wrestling, I think a lot of hand control is a lot better, and that's why there's a nice little quick ankle pick he was trying to go for as well. I think that's why I like the Russian style of wrestling, because there's a lot of hand tying and learning how to control arms and stuff, which helps with jiu-jitsu in every position. Your ability to control another man's limb is going to help you a lot. So still, there's a lot of movement. We're kind of just moving back and forth. There's a lot of dead space here where we're just feeling things out, and then what you'll see is a big explosive attack and then feeling each other out. And I think that's one way you can deal with long 10-minute rounds, is just pace yourself, be smart about when you're going to explode and use your energy. So as you can see, there's a lot more dead space than I can even remember. So now he's starting to get a little bit more aggressive, but once again, he's still shooting from such a far distance. It's going to be hard for him to get that. I felt like he was getting more nervous about the time going on than what I was. I felt quite calm, and I still felt like I was going to get the attack. Now, this is probably going to be another arm drag here. I feel like, I'm just going to pause this right here. Look at this. I've grabbed his left fingers here. Okay, once again, I am bending down, he's bending down, so if I grab his arm, the angle on this is beautiful for me to pull him forward. A lot of people make the mistake, if they try and do arm drags when the guy is standing up straight, it's too hard to get under their armpit for starters, because their hand will be lying right next to their ribs, and the bite you get will slide right off his arm because of the angle. I've got control of his right arm here, so anytime I want to let go, I can go bang, straight here. My head's on this side of his body, on this side of his head, sorry, so it's very close for me to go straight to here, to his leg or to his back. I don't know if I'm going to do it right now, but I'm looking in that position, I'm thinking, okay, there you go. I'm thinking I would. So here I get a single leg, I throw him, and I probably should have kept more pressure on him, but I'll let that go. Let's watch that in a little bit better detail here. Okay, I'm just going to pause this as we go. So the first thing, watch this, bang, straight to that arm. And look how close I am to his back already. But because I went for the back last time, I think he was going to try to run his back away, but then I was going to attack his leg this time. So I reach down, boom, grab his leg. So he's running away, I catch his leg here, I go my right arm to his waist, and then what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to swing him to the left. As you can see, I'm running the pipe, as he called, but I saw I was going close to the edge, so I couldn't keep running him out because I would get nothing. So I turn and I swing him to the left, throw him with my right arm. It's quite messy. He lands. I should have stayed on that leg, to be honest with you. I should have kept that leg and gone straight to the back. I think I was a little bit shocked that I got it so easily, him to the ground, and I kind of just let that go and just said, okay, let's go again. And I don't think I got an advantage for that. I'm not sure why, but I didn't. So we're tying up again. I'm feeling quite good with my energy, but it's a tough fight. Those scrambles are kind of energy conserving. I went for a bit of a snap down there, but he was ready for that after that first snap down. That's the thing. A lot of times you've got one shot to make something work, and then you're going to be, people are going to be ready for that again if they're good. So it's good to try and find multiple ways to set up your attacks so you can always keep them guessing. Like that arm drag, I went to the back first, and then I went to a single leg next. In a perfect world, I would go for that snap down again, but shoot instead. I would fake a snap down so he reacts by bringing his foot forward and trying to posture up, and then I would shoot underneath him. So it's just a little bit of pushing around and shoving. He's trying to, there's a lot of intimidating factors here that people try and use, slap their head, shake them down, trying to just phase each other a little bit. I don't do a lot of that unless I'm very frustrated, but I can see he's starting to do that. I feel like I've got the edge on him now. I feel like I've dominated most of the takedown stuff. It doesn't mean I've got the points or anything, but I feel like I'm controlling that area. So just a little bit of inside time. There's 2 minutes 15 left, so there's not going to be much left. I know either of us have to guess. Okay, so I'm going to rewind that again. Once again, if I can rewind that 10 seconds back. Okay, here. Another arm drag, same sort of thing. I'm controlling that right arm, my arm drag, but I missed the leg this time. So he's good. He readjusted. He's saying, not this time, mate. And we keep going. Okay, try and bring him in. Now I'm probably starting to turn it up a little bit to make sure that I can get it. So I start picking up the pace a little bit. Looking at trying to set something up here. He does a nice little duck through. I run away. And we come back in, a little duck underneath, which is very nice of him. And there's more hand fighting here. So, okay, so here, let's just have a look at that. It's not too exciting, but we'll have a look at that anyway. He goes for a shot, and then I defend. So he goes to shoot, I think it is, right here. Boom, I defend, and then straight off that, I like to go for an arm drag, pull him across, but I kind of just missed it, didn't really do anything here. But what can you do? You got to try, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just got to do it. Make sure you guys go to kitdaletraining.com if you want to see my other breakdowns and videos too. If you got a chance, have a look at that. I've got some really cool products on there. The Art of Learning Jiu Jitsu Volume 1 and 2 sold over 10,000 copies now. It's been greatly received. Got a lot of testimonials on there. Okay, so we're still, there's just over a minute left. Now we're both even. I feel like I'm going to win the decision if it went to a decision here anyway, but you never want to finish it with a decision. So I'm waiting to see, but I'm just being very calculated with my shot. He shoots again, but once again, it's too far out. Let's pause that. Let's have a look at that again. Look at the distance. I mean, to shoot from that distance, you've got to be so damn quick to get someone that can't sprawl. Where is it? From that distance, look, okay, he goes back, then shoots. It's just so far. It's so easy for me to get a good sprawl and grab that. I think it would have been better to set that up a little bit better. But I guess with the time going down, it's easy to get a little bit desperate for those. But I've got a good hand position here, head arm position here. I'm locking that. So I basically clenched my hands together. I'm looking at trying to get this leg again. But see, he knows. He's bringing that left leg back. And he does a nice little spin out and keeps the arms. And he's going again. So he's turning it up now. But also I've got to make sure something happens as well because I don't want him to be the aggressor and me lose. So let's see what happens here. I'm going to play it out and then I'll rewind it and see what we had. There we go. Now I remember what happens. Okay, cool. Nice scramble here. I get the 2 points. Make a stupid mistake by looking at the friggin' clock. He goes for a guillotine. I escape. And then he comes up actually almost in a mount. I pull it in half guard and I put him back on top. There was never really good control there, but still I shouldn't have let that happen. I cop a nice elbow in there. And that's the end of that scramble. So I'm going to show you the scramble. Go back. This is like 25 seconds of scrambling. So here, okay, this is where see how far he's leading with this left leg here. I don't even like going for them, but I just felt it's right there. And, I might as well try and have a crack at that. So I come up, I give a bit of a pull on the head here, and now I'm probably going to shoot straight for that. Grab that leg really nicely. Now, what I like to do is I like to go around the waist. So I think you'll see me grab his leg with both hands, and my right arm's going to go around his waist, and I'm going to try and get a bit of a body lock on him. There we go, and I put a lot of pressure. What he's trying to do here is he's trying to fall back and use this foot to flick me over the top. He's using an overhook here, and he's going to try and basically do a little judo sacrifice fall. He's going to try and throw me that way, but my pressure was good, so he couldn't get that. So I stay on top. Now watch what I do here. I know I've got about 2 points now. I look at the bloody clock, and I'm trying to see if I got that 2 points. And as I'm doing that, look at what he does. He gets up, puts me in a bit of a guillotine. I wasn't too fazed by this. I was like, okay, I'll let him stand up because it's better to escape a front headlock than what it is to sit there and escape a guillotine. And he jumps for a guillotine. I jumped over the top here. And I don't think that was I don't think that's 2 points personally. I feel like he's trying to go for a submission. I'm just escaping. But he jumps over the top. Now, if he stayed in this position, for sure, he should get a mount. But he should get 4 points for mount. But I put him in the half guard really quickly here. And he's looking up, and they gave him 2 points, which I was surprised that he would get 2 points for that, to be honest with you. And then I throw him off the top here, and I come up. I don't get any points for that, even though I'm staying on top of him. And then he stands back up. So I don't think I should get points for that either, mind you. It's a scramble. And now we have finished 2 points each with one advantage. I was pretty confident I got the win, so I was celebrating early. But this was a really fun match, and I hope to have another match with him again. He's a great competitor, and could have gone either way on the day. It just happened to go my way. It was a lot of fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, please let me know what you think of this, and like and share it with your friends. If you have any questions or things you want me to break down in the future, please let me know in the comments. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching. Please go to kitdaletraining.com and check out my other products. And I love your support, guys, and I hope you guys are doing really well. Okay, I'm going to pause this because he is too good. Okay, I'm not going to do a breakdown of his matches. Thank you very much for watching. I'm trying to find the exit for this thing right now. As you know, as you can see, I'm not very good with computers. Here we go. Take care, my friends.